Okay, so we have our star director here tonight, Alexandre Weber Martins. Please come to the stage. And of course we have our lead actor here as well, Marcelo Rodrigues. Enjoy your seats.
Thank you.
So before we start here, I want to thank you all so much for being here, and also you for hosting this, and you for being here. It's the first time we actually seen the film together, by the way.
Okay, so first of all, congratulations to your first award, as far as I understood. They just won the best sci-fi short film in the Berlin Short Film Festival. How does it feel to be an award-winning filmmaker?
You know, just like any other day, I wake up, make my coffee, and continue to write on projects. And yeah, it's weird because now I have this thing written there, but nothing has changed, unfortunately. It's still great, though.
Okay. Any new festivals planned? Any other showings?
So there's one in Indonesia, actually. I don't know the date. I just know it's next month. But
you're flying over there?
Unfortunately not.
No vacation in Bali?
Would have been very nice, but unfortunately not planned.
Okay. So what was your inspiration for Out of Time?
I mean, it's hard to say if there was an inspiration because the way we made this film was super spontaneous. And as it always happens when working with Jakob, you get a call and it's like, do you happen to have 3,000 euros in your bank account and you want to make a movie? And that's pretty much as much as we can get an inspiration because like after this, he just said, oh, we have this equipment here. And we just thought, okay, it's 2021, like it was Christmas time 2020. And so we just looked, we're going to have an empty Berlin. We're going to have maybe one, maybe two actors. And that's pretty much it. So we just looked for what we can do in that. So it was very easy. Hey, we're never going to shoot at empty Berlin again, so let's make some dystopian film. So we ended up watching In Time and I'm Legend, which...
So you shot it during COVID?
Yeah, it was 2nd to 4th of January 21.
So you had the mask at the ready already?
I don't know, man. I think this was something that I thought would be cool for a movie, not that we were using it every day at this time.
By the way, if any of you have questions, just raise your hands and we'll be happy to pick you. Yeah. So I was wondering, how long did the pre-production, and the post-production take?
So the pre-production, 1 week. The shooting, 3 days. The post-production, well, 2 years.
We'll fix it in post, huh?
Pretty much. No, it was the post-production was well, hell of a journey. Not say anything else, but like I said, like I think the call from Jacob was like 16th of December, and it was 2020, so nobody was planning to go anywhere. Everybody was planning to stay in Berlin. So I wrote the script in 3 days, and I got very lucky with this fella here, and
thank you.
That he was available, and that's pretty much it.
So Marcelo, when did Alex first approach you?
When?
And how? And how?
Yeah, because when, I do not recall. But very honestly, it was through social media. Basically, he just found me on Instagram, believe it or not, and he just texted me about the project, and we took it from there. I don't know exactly how it went, the conversation anymore, but it was very simple, very direct, and yeah, and after a social media conversation, we just had a phone call to discuss the idea of the project and how everything's gonna go, and yeah, just communicated through there.
Alex, what convinced you of Marcelo?
Wow. I don't want to say anything wrong, but well, he was just very charismatic. So when I was looking for someone that could play a role like this, and I also didn't have too many options, and I was like very lucky that he was he was very, very handsome and very, very charming.
He is a charming guy.
I was the only one he found, apparently.
Don't say that.
I don't think that he means that. So when you read the screenplay, what did you think when you first read it? What were your thoughts?
Okay. What did I think? I don't want to lie, because I mean, I cannot give you a very precise information about that, because it has been long ago. But what convinced me more than the project was, more than the script, was the way he was speaking to me about the project, about the team, what's the idea behind it, and what you're going to do about the character. Because even though there is no script, no speaking script, there was a lot of depth into this character. And it was, I mean, in general, it was a bit vague, but that also allows you to create more and to explore a little bit more. I was not very conditioned to the script itself.
How did you prepare for the role? Did you have a special process, or how do you usually approach roles?
I mean, it really depends, to be honest. For this one, we didn't have much time.
3 days?
So 3 days. I mean, so it was a lot actually happening on set. We
first met on set.
Yeah. So, but Alex was very, communicative with me, very open. We shared a lot. We worked a lot during the set process, and we explored a lot of ideas, because normally for any kind of roles, I tend to do a lot of homework and reading, see how the character might have, what's the past of the character, the present, what might be the future, what made him feel this way, and so on. Is the classic process about it, and I really like to dive into these little details. That's what more fascinates me in cinema, is the little details that mostly people don't really see. But I guess that filmmakers like to see that. But here was mostly on set, everything.
Any questions? Oh, yeah, but there are some questions. Let's start in the second row.
I don't see any arms, sorry.
Yeah, I see the arms. Monica, do we have a microphone for the woman in the second row, please? Here, over here.
The woman in the second row.
Hello. First of all, I want to say, I'm also a filmmaker and actress. Ooh. And I was really, I have to say that, because I was really touched by your playing, especially of your face acting, because I know the difference between playing on the stage and playing in front of a camera. And I was so touched when I watched your eye acting, and then with a mask, it was so emotional for me that I was humbling, and I totally felt the emotions, especially in Corona times. I had the feeling I'm back 2 years ago.
Sorry.
No, I really want to thank you that I really, really love that there were no dialogues, that you have this brilliant, really brilliant, that you go so deep in this character. And I really loved that. And I nearly had to cry, I have to say.
Please don't.
And my only question was, because at the moment I have the wrong contact glasses, because I was on holidays and I lost my contact glasses. The little plant, was it away in the end?
You mean like that if it went away or
no, was it away?
What do you mean?
What do you mean with that?
This little plant,
The plant?
Yeah.
It was then away, and then you...
What do you mean with away? Like away in Weg?
I took John took the plant with
you went
me.
to the date, and you had this date, and you had this little plant from your home for her.
Yeah.
And I was not realizing, because I was so in the emotions, and...
I put the plant next to me.
Exactly. Yeah. And then in the end, it was still there or not?
It was still there.
It was still there.
Yes.
Okay. This was so important for me to know. Yes. And I felt like E.T., but E.T. in the 21st century.
Well,
thank you very much.
That's a compliment.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really love that. Thank you so much, guys. And the music, and
So Alex, you already answered one of my questions, which was how you created this dystopian Berlin. Thanks to Corona, of course. Apparently, we got that answered. What I was wondering as well was regarding the light for the light atmosphere of the post-apocalyptic visuals. Did you use a lot of natural light for the outside perspective,
Except
or did
for
you have
the
a lot of equipment with you?
Except for the last shots at the like when the sun went down, we pretty much only used natural light, if we use like maximum like to a little bit on the face, but like especially the scenes where he was walking, there was maybe someone blocking a little bit of lights, and that was it. Like there was not really anything involved. It was pretty much run and gun, and we just rolled with it pretty much.
True indie rock and roll, huh?
Yeah.
So Marcelo, how was it for you shooting in empty Berlin? Was it refreshing or was it strange?
Was strange and beautiful. Like, I mean, I had the chance that is very rare to be in a city center of a big city full of these beautiful landscapes and buildings, and there was no tourists, which I normally don't like. I guess for people that live in Berlin, we don't go to Museum Islands that often because it's very touristic, unless you go to the museum. But I was there and there was nothing, and it was so nice. I could appreciate everything, and it really helps you because nothing is fake. It was literally just like that. So I had a whole set, realistic set for my character to explore. And that was really, really nice. Walk alone in this beautiful place was really nice.
Yeah, we should try that, no?
I don't think we're gonna ever see the streets that empty again.
Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope. So,
True.
Alex, what was your biggest challenge in making this film? Was there ever a point where you didn't know how to go on?
Well, so as you pretty much saw, like the outside scenes, they were pretty much all in very nice sunlight. Well, this was a Saturday. The Saturday was a wonderful day. It was like a January weather, but still kind of warm, and there was sun. And we woke up on Sunday to 10 centimeters of snow. We only had outside shooting locations. So it was quite the journey because like we had this idea of shooting in Teufelsberg, then there something in Mitte, and then we go there, here and there. Well, nothing worked. So we went to the Messe, like in the hope, okay, let's hope nobody's here, right? It's early January, New Year's was around the corner. It's a Sunday, and nobody works on a Sunday, right? Well, we got kicked out. So, you know, it is what happened. So we were running behind. I think we were like 3 or 4 hours already behind schedule. And Jakob just made a call like, okay, we're just going to go to my place, and we're just going to try to make the basement work. And the thing about the basement was this was not a scene that I have written because like we scratched almost half of the script right there. So we had to figure out a way to make it work in the basement. All this, okay, how does he find signals? How does he try to contact people if he's not going outside to a place where he can actually receive any kind of different signals, right? So I was thinking Jakob and Alex that did lights were like trying to figure out how to light it. And then Marcel comes to me, I'll just show you something, and then you tell me if it's good or not, and then we work it out. And well, we just start playing right there. So he came in with idea, and we started like literally, hey, trade this, and then we started like building it out from there. And that was pretty much the whole thing.
So true improv, actually.
Yeah, like I said, I got very lucky.
Awesome. Yeah, give him a hand.
Thank you.
So I think we had another question in the audience. The sharp-dressed man over there.
Hello. Oh, yeah, hi. First of all, thank you very much for that piece of art. It was really fucking amazing. Sorry for that language. How does it feel that the movie is called Out of Time, but paradoxically hits the zeitgeist pretty fucking well? Sorry again.
Well, I mean, it was kind of influenced by my own desires. You know, I'm not going to be able to see my family for the whole year because of COVID. I just moved to Berlin, could not even see my close friends from Hamburg. So there was a lot of that. And I mean, in the end, like all human beings just search for love and affection. And John is literally doing the same. He's just looking for that in a world that has become more empty than it was already is. And of course, like, COVID influenced a little bit with the idea of mask, because how do we make this work? And I mean, we still had to play around the COVID protocols. This made it a lot easier as well, because he was already wearing a mask. It made it easy with makeup as well, because like there was a lot less makeup time. So it obviously played in that, but climate change was already a thing back then. And I just remember calling my sister, because she's a scientist, and like I know that there's the more trees we lose, the less oxygen will be in the air eventually. So there's just, like the worse the air gets, there's no way back. At some point there will be unbreathable air if we don't do anything against it. And there's a thing called altitude sickness, that you just become sick by low oxygen. So your body does not work unless you're very used to that circumstances. And so that's pretty much how we told the story. So how do we tell the story with the mask? Well, the air went bad. And let's be honest, that could be a nearer future than we might like to assume.
That very much translates to my next question, because I wanted to ask you, and the both of you, Alex, for one, you had to do a movie without communicating, and you put a strong emphasis on music. Like at the beginning, it was quite chaotic, and the ending was like light settling. Could one say that? And for Marcelo was your name?
Yes.
How did it feel to just communicate with your eyes and your body language in general? How was the thought process? And that's also a question for the both of you.
Do you want to answer yours first? Yeah.
Thank you.
So the idea came out of film school, actually, because we had to do pitches. We only could do one per class, like one film per class, and I pitched this one film that would literally have no dialogue, nothing, just music and images. And my teacher, that was like a screenplay teacher, said to me, there cannot be a film without dialogue. This is then a music video, and I was really upset about it. And this stuck with me, and I'm like, well, I mean, that's the actor's dream. That's a challenge right there. Like, if you only have your eyes to play, well, you better be a good actor, because like there's not really much as a director that you can do. You just have to hope this person understands the feeling and really can convey just with a look and a stare, because there's nothing that you can do other than that. So that's where the inspiration came to be. And I think like the most fun about it is like literally when I pitched him the idea, and this was, I think, one of the most appealing things about the project, because nobody has the guts to write something like that. And I mean, we had dialogue. Nobody will ever know unless you read the script, because we decided very early on to just, that's never going to be a subtitles thing. So how was it for you?
So regarding your question, I come from a theater background.
Okay.
When in theater, as you may know or not, everything is big, exaggerated, huge. And then I went to study cinema, and everything is small, minimalistic, and so on. And the thing I really love the challenges when I have them in front of me, especially for cinema, and this specifically when you have to act only with your eyes, which is beautiful. You have two options. You do the biggest mistake, which is yourself in front of the mirror and make gestures. I hate that. Some people do like it and it works, not for me. I believe that if you are an actor and you believe in the role and you give the right emotion to the role, it will come out. So it's not a trick. It's not, I didn't think about it. It's only about believing. The silence are more important than any word you say. And they sometimes get misunderstood or not really pointed out, but they are the most beautiful things you have in cinema. So yeah, that's it. I hope it answers your question.
But also this can only work when you have like big images, and then you're very, very close in the small ones. And like, that's something that I worked out with Jakob, and Jakob always would like to go big, 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 and like do this wonderful painting-like pictures. But for those moments, you have to go really, really close. So if you have the contrast, it already gives you a way to connect much closer, because like you see everything, but then suddenly you're just thrown into his face, and you're like, you have to stare. You have to stare. And like, again, I'm just going to repeat this 1,000 times today, so I got lucky with him, because this movie is like just the way it is, because he could translate it to the camera. And
also I think just to give you more information on that regarding what he said, the open shots and small shots, must be communication between actors and DPs and so on. If you know you're going to have a wide shot, you know you need to move or do more expression. If it's a closed shot, you barely move. And this is all about communicating, knowing what you're doing, and everyone being in the same level of what we are doing together.
So you would also say that that was symbiosis that you had, that you complemented each other's strengths and weaknesses basically, so you could bring out something that is quite fucking enjoyable.
Everybody listened, and that's how magic happens.
I just wanted to one sentence, because out of time, it's so cool that you did it in a universal, unique style that everybody in the world can understand that. And that's the cool thing, and this Corona shit thing happens all over the world. And this is so great that you are working without dialogues.
Thank you.
I'm also doing, so I feel it. Thank you so much.
So, another question from me for once. We talked a lot about the pictures now, the images, and this is what audiences usually like to remember, right? But film, the quality of a film is usually made via sound, right? And what I realized that you had a very, very well created sound design. Did you use set sound or did you do that in post-production?
We use both. Like we recorded, but how do you record sci-fi sounds in a world that is not sci-fi? So we had a lot of luck because we had friends and partners in Hamburg from Audioboutique, and when we pitched them the idea and like, hey, we would like to book you for sound design, but we also need someone to create the atmosphere, because like obviously when I was editing with Tobi, we already had put a lot into the editing already to make it like already sound very good, but the magic really happens when they took those ideas that we had already in the edit and started like finding sounds, because the versions, or like even my editing skills in post-production were not nearly as good as theirs. So you just really have to think so outside of the box, because there is not something, how does like the future, or especially how does silence sound? And this was like a very big challenge, because like we had to have sound, because like you cannot just have a silent movie for the whole time, because like you're not gonna feel it that way. And if you do that, then when it actually has to be silent, it's not gonna mean that much. So we just chose, okay, so what sounds do we hear? Like it's gonna be like a very eerie sound for the bass. Then we obviously add the mask, or whatever thing is trying to carry on air to make some kind of airflow. And then, especially when the moment hits that is important, we just take all the sound away. And that's when, or the music in that case, when he has the meeting with Nele for the first time, and they're like walking, and then now you have to listen, but there's not gonna be a word. So you're just trying to find something to hang on, but it's just like, no, this very unusual and very uncomfortable sounds. And the moment like he goes then back, we take out the sound and just add the music. And now you're just with him, and you're not looking for the world anymore. So this was like the way we solved this question, but it was pretty much a journey, because it's like there's like not a guidebook. You can just watch Star Wars and Star Trek and hope that you find a new idea, something that I didn't notice this one before. So we just got also again very lucky with our partners that they brought even more creative ideas than I had for certain problems, and we found great solutions.
How long did the sound design take?
A month. Like it was just a back and forth. Like I think they finished the first draft in a week, and then we just threw in a few ideas every now and then, and it was just spread out like in feedback loops.
Marcelo, we see some CGI throughout the film every once in a while. Did you ever work with CGI before, or was that your first time?
No, I did not. It was my first time, but also, to be very honest, I'm not going to say it was something very difficult or very new, or because it was simply a watch, and so I was not playing with a creature. So It was not a
Next one,
challenge,
right?
I must say. So no, I'm not gonna lie. Say like, wow, it was amazing and very difficult. No, not at all.
We had to only do 30 takes for the watch close-ups.
I was like, oh, here, there, okay.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
So this film is a prime example of show don't tell, right? One of the golden rules of film. Though I did wonder what they talk about. Is that something you're ever going to tell us as your audience? Or?
I'll just throw it back to the audience, really. Like, you guys have the chance now to tell me what you interpret in the scene, because like I'm not gonna say a word.
And you have a question?
If you can repeat.
I asked him whether he's going to tell us what they talked about, but he said he won't.
I mean, now it's your chance, guys. You can guess. I'm taking suggestions.
Okay.
What is your take?
I'm not here to interpret tonight. Maybe Marcelo is going to tell us
I
more.
know it.
He signed an NDA. He cannot.
He signed an NDA, okay. Okay, so maybe you can answer this. What does your role, John, what does he think why the unknown lady didn't return? What does he think why the unknown lady didn't return?
Do you want to know my idea of the ending?
Yeah, you can. That one is allowed.
Absolutely yes.
I mean, to be honest, so, I mean, this is only my feeling. He never told, no one knows exactly what's going to happen. I think that's the beauty of movies without endings, like it makes the audience play as well, your imagination. If you want to know truly what I think it's going to happen, do you want to know?
Yes.
Yeah.
For me, she doesn't show up. He removes the mask peacefully, puts it next to him on the other side, closes his eyes, and slowly dies.
That's a grim ending. That answered my next question. Will he survive? But apparently
Sorry.
Well, that's his take.
That's my take only.
Okay.
But I think it's beautiful.
Any more questions in the audience?
I would like to hear your takes, actually. What do you think happens at the end?
I want to hear yours.
Well, so my take on it is you should find your own take. Like literally, I never wrote an ending because I think the beauty of it is just he doesn't know it himself, and he's there to find out. And he went there with heart and a lot of hope. And I don't want to know the real truth, because I would be there sitting just waiting until she hopefully shows up, because I'm that type of guy.
You have no
Hopeless
idea?
romantic.
Yeah.
Are you single?
Well, if you ask me like that.
I don't live so far from here. You know?
Another thing, I don't think John and the girl, it's nothing romantic there for me. It was never nothing romantic. I mean, if you think about it, imagine yourself in the world. There is no one. No one. You are like, you do the same routine over and over again. And that was my take. This guy is like over and over again. He wants to find life. Life. And he finds this, it happens to be a girl. He's like, somebody. He's not thinking, oh, I want to be my girlfriend. It's not, he doesn't even have the time to know her. He's like, he's a human being. That's all it is. It's like there is hope. She is hope. That's all she is hope. There is more maybe like her or something like this. He's like on the routine, he's almost giving up on life in this routine. This is only my take. And then she is a hope that makes him going on. And when he realizes she's not coming, then in my head, he's like, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have a microphone? Thanks. No.
There is no
Right
stupid
next to
question.
me.
So
It's all
everything
good.
is
It's all
valid.
good. Ask away. Ask away.
But I mean, I totally agree that there was hope, and when he was in his place, he
Yeah.
was so, before you can really, I could really feel his pain, his, you know, don't know the destination, where to go in this empty world, you know, and then your face in the short was like changing so much, because in the beginning it was so hard for me to go through this. I thought I'm with you in this, you know, in the scene. It was so intense. And when he was at home, he was like so happy and so changing in a way, and oops, my dog. And but then I thought maybe they were chatting while writing, of course.
Yes.
But then there was a kind of, maybe she could be a person where I can get close. Because this shower scene, I was asking myself, was he having fun under the shower? No! I thought this.
But that's the beauty of it.
I thought this.
No judgment, no judgment.
It
I mean,
looks
it's
like-
a very sexy
No,
shot.
there is no wrong questions. There is no wrong takes. Everything is possible. Like
Maybe I have too much fantasy.
No,
I don't know.
that's great. Because like literally so far, I have never.
I thought it.
I didn't hear a single take or opinion or interpretation of this film from any person that was alike, and this is a new one. So thank you for that.
I mean, to be honest, he was bent over in that shot, right?
next question, please.
Okay, actually, I do have a question. Is there anyone you want to thank? Were there any special supporters of the film, of the team, within the team, without the team?
You can start. I'm gonna take a minute for the it's gonna be long.
I want to thank my family. No, I mean the team. As an actor, I was lucky enough to work with a very supportive team. I was very well welcomed. They made me feel very comfortable with everything, and they gave me the space to be and to play, and I'm very thankful to them.
So, Alex, how about you?
Well, I mean, I have to think way too many things, because like it's still a miracle that this film was made, because literally on the day we finished filming, I was doing a backup, and both crashed at the same time, and we almost lost the film completely. We had a lot of I had a lot of stress, and I think Jakob was just there crying, hoping that all the effort was not forgone for good, and I was just like, no, this has to work. Luckily, it worked. It was like for me like a very gracious learning experience, like going into Hamburg to edit with Tobi. I had to rethink how I think about films, because like I just realized, well, I'm not that good, because I have to get better now, and it was a lot of fun learning from him, and well, all this process was like for me super emotional, and I learned a lot about this. So I have to thank everyone that was part of the film, everybody that made it happen, because this film would not have been made without everybody that was involved, from Jacob's mother that did catering, his parents in general. They were super cool that we shot pretty much the entire film in their house, and they were not having a single problem with us there. They were even like more curious than we were while shooting it. So that was very fun. Obviously, to this guy that made this film as beautiful as it is. All the people from the crew to post-production, but obviously the most shout out goes to Jakob, because like
who's sitting in the audience, by the way.
He's somewhere there.
Our amazing DOP, director of photography.
Because like as it always happens, he comes with a dumb idea. Let's spend some money and make a film, and we have a great time doing it. And again, this was one of these times, and all the projects that we did before this one was always like a very spontaneous idea, like, hey, want to write something? Let's do it. I have this opportunity here, and there. And this one was very special for us, because like we wanted to prove ourselves that we can actually make films. And we had like a very unique opportunity to shoot with a very newly released Arri Alexa that was like super cool at the time, and nobody, like, it was really fresh in Germany, and it was once in a lifetime opportunity, and we just called our friends, and we got writing, and something happened, and been like a very great journey to show it now also with you guys. And I'm more curious about what you have to say later when we talk, because like this has been a wonderful time. Thank you all for being here as well.
So Marcelo, what's next?
Sorry?
What's next?
What's next?
He's been traveling a lot. He's been all around around Europe. What are you up to these days?
Actually, I have 2 more movies coming out, also on post. As we know, it takes time. And because this was shot like 2 years ago, 3?
It's 2 years, yeah.
2 years ago, yeah. And yeah, for now, only that. And yeah.
Well, 2 movies. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, can we know their name, or are they not to be disclosed yet?
No,
They're not to be disclosed yet. Okay.
No, because there's going to be a premiere in November or December, but I don't know if I know.
Yeah. Okay. We won't put
Follow
you on
me
the spot.
on Instagram. And
Yeah, actually, you have to follow these guys on Instagram because there's some
Marcelo.rod.
more films coming out. Yeah. Alex, what about you? What's next?
Well, I've been writing. That's one thing. So there's possibly I'm gonna be shooting some short films next year that I've been writing the last few months. There's obviously some projects that are not nearly ready to pitch or get funding for that I'm gonna try to figure it out how to get funding for them. So pretty much like the next year I'm gonna invest into figure it out how to make actual movies in Germany. And so if you all want to chime in and give me some money to make more films, I highly appreciate. No, joking, of course.
my IBAN is.
PayPal is enough.
So that's pretty much it. Like I've been writing. There's some finished scripts, some rough ideas. So I'm trying just to get myself ready to start developing and finishing pitches next year.
I read one yesterday.
You read one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One of his? Okay. We're not allowed to know anything, I'm guessing. Any more questions in the audience? No more questions. Okay. Well, I'm guessing you guys will be giving out autographs over there. We have posters to sign. Monica wanted to make a quick announcement, and other than that, we are done. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.